G'day and welcome to the 61st episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. This week, we talk about all of the news coming out in the Destiny 12, we talk about Iron Banner, we talk about the upcoming Masterwork Armours, and a whole lot more. And we also talk about whatever else we've been doing through the week, so stay tuned. It's a good one. Cheers. G'day and welcome to the 61st episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. I am Log Power Slave, and as always, I am joined by my fearless co-hosts, Mylan Games and Real Time Sloth. Mylan, how have you been this week?
Mate.
How have you been this fortnight? Because we didn't do one last week, which we are profusely sorry for. But, you know, like every now and then family shit just goes berserk and we literally can't all get on the same page. It happens.
Right. Yeah, it's a mixed bag, man. It's a weird time. I think a lot of Destiny content creators are scrambling for a new market, and that's pretty much been my case. Experimenting with people like and don't like.
I think it's one of those things that as time goes on, we're going to see sort of more people forced into that situation. I mean, for me and Sloth, I think Sloth's sort of branched into the variety streaming thing. I mean, he'd done that already, really, but I'm kind of like, I'll do the music. Maybe I'll do songs about Sea of Thieves as well as Destiny or something like that, just to try and keep, you know, some kind of growth happening. But, I mean, it's real. The struggle is real. Holtzman through the week came out and said that he's no longer going to be focusing primarily on Destiny and moving on to other things. So, I mean, they don't.
Well, it's funny, like, when you start seeing, like, sort of major news outlets, or even like apparently the Wall Street Journal did an article on Destiny 2 saying, you know, what we already knew was it falling out of the Twitch ranks and you know, commenting on some of the top sort of influence, whatever, you know, like the YouTube creators sort of all pulling back, and you know, Datto, Holtzman, Gathalion, all those kind of stuff sort of removing their branding from Destiny. Yeah, it's sort of scary when it goes outside of the community like that. Yeah. When you start seeing it in more of a public forum, you know, shit's going down.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's when Jim Sterling starts talking about Destiny a lot that I know we're in deep shit.
The amount of bollocks that the game, that the developers and the game has taken from Jim Sterling makes me happy and sad at the same time.
Speaking of angry men, Sloth, how are you?
Well, outside of Skype being a complete piece of shit, I'm fine, thank you.
The week in, week out challenges of being on this podcast, they're mainly just Skype.
Stream for fucking 30 hours a week. Nah, it's fine. Camera doesn't do any issues. Since you start up Skype, oh my god, the computer is just imploding because Microsoft can't make fucking anything. No, stopped.
Let's be honest.
I'm fine.
Hey, give them credit where it's due. They've had a hand in Sea of Thieves, and it fucking works.
No, Rare did Sea of Thieves.
Rare need to make fucking Skype.
Rare need to fucking...
It'll be
don't
beautiful.
Need to do anything, because Sea of Thieves is fucking incredible.
All right, let's talk about Destiny. Let's talk about Destiny. We'll get that out of the way, and then we'll do a segment at the end.
We'll do a segment on pirates and
everything else
hunters.
we've been doing.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. Should I hit the music, my dudes? Should I do it?
Yeah, go.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. It's been too long. Beautiful. There we go. See? Sloth didn't even complain that time. All right, so this week at Bungie, we've got a bit to get through, actually. So, I mean, after a few skint weeks with terms of releases and stuff, we've got quite a bit to talk about. First and foremost, we've got everyone's favourite salad bar returning. We're going to be jumping back into Iron Banner this week. The game is Control, so I'm happy about that because I literally love Control. It's my favourite. I know people don't like it, but whatever. But they're adding new items to the loot pool. There will be some refinement of how to purchase these items, how to get your hands on them, and all that. But we'll dive into that right now, boys. What do you think about all of this?
Well, this is sort of like, you know, I don't think we ever spoke about I think we mixed the week of the faction rallies, right, where they revealed like the system with how they were rolling it out, which essentially like spread the loot across all the seasons. So it was convoluted. It was like season 2, you could only get season 1 weapons in the engrams, and then you could only purchase the winning faction weapon.
Yeah,
and
it was
then
like
when season 3 came, they put everything that you didn't get in season 2 into the season 3 engram. So it's like staggered, basically. I saw graphs or fucking infographics explaining the loot, and obviously, like, it was a bit of a nail in the coffin for a lot of Destiny players about, you know, there already wasn't enough gear and enough things to chase, and
now they just really put it on the drip feed.
Yeah, and the drip feed was just redonk. So I think the main thing from the this week at Bungie was season 2 weapons is in season 2 engrams. Yeah. That's what I got away from it. Is if you play season 2, it's in the engrams. There's no staggered bullshit like the faction.
Good.
So.
Good.
And you can purchase them, and you can purchase them directly as well.
That is a step forward. I'm glad that they're moving into that. And the armor, if you are that way inclined, the armor is very weeaboo and very niche. But it does look very good. I'm just looking at the TO app now. The Titan actually looks large. The Warlock looks like a bish, and the Hunter looks like a bish as well. So it's good.
Jeez, that Hunter helmet, man, that's a big head, isn't it?
Oh, it's a big head.
That's like me walking around the street normally, just a big fat head.
Little top knot, mate.
Log with a top knot. Let's fucking go. But the ornaments as well, so no limits how many engrams you can acquire, how many tokens you can earn. Get as much playtime as you can during the week, and it will always move you a little close to opening another engram, earning an ornament, or purchasing a piece of gear from Lord Salad Bowl, which is good.
Yeah, they're all things that we wanted, right? They're all things that everyone was like, that's how... It just seems so obvious that that's how it should have been. It just makes sense, but, you know...
Yeah, this is pretty much exactly when we've had the shits with the first Iron Banner. These are exactly like, why the fuck doesn't it work like this? Why can't you just buy this shit for tokens? Well, now you can. So it's I'm looking forward to finally getting the helmet. I wanted the helmet and I ground my ass out for it and I never got it. So I'm looking forward to it for that. But beyond that, I just think it's a bit of a fairer deal on the first time, and that's important, especially at the moment when there's already so much bad blood floating around, right?
Yeah, and like, are these weapons, maybe chat can correct us, because look, I haven't really looked at them, but are they still reskins, like the 3 weapons, the hand cannon, the scout rifle, the shotgun? Like, the shotgun, this is a Suros, they do look like just different shaders, so I don't know what the thoughts of the community is.
I'm pretty sure they are
the
reskins,
weapons.
man. Like they're reskins with just they've got the little leafy, feathery things on them, you know, like the tree looking shit and the wolves and stuff. So I mean, we're back in that. I mean, the ghost is definitely a reskin. The sparrow just looks like a sparrow. It's disappointing. But
do we expect that? Like, do we expect anything else from Bungie at the moment?
Well, not at the moment. Not at the moment. No. That's the thing. Like
they put out this. Christopher Barrett put out that tweet. What? 3 weeks ago.
Christopher Barrett, our Lord and Savior, Christopher Barrett.
They're not going to have. Well, I mean, like Christopher Barrett, like a lot of people like, oh, he's the Lord and Savior, but the whole team they can't put out a completely new weapons pool, armor pool, and all that sort of thing in 3 weeks. Guess what? That's not the way game development works. No. Welcome to fucking real life. But so moving right along from Iron Banner, we have Masterwork Armour.
I've been really looking forward to this. This is for me probably more important than the actual weapons themselves. Weapons, you flit around through your weapons a bit. Armor pieces, you get good armor pieces, you keep them on, right? You know, they're the part that defines you. So this for me has been. I've actually saved cores. Masterwork cores, so that I'm going to be able to just chuck them straight into doing up the gear that I currently have.
So let me just read this little blurb here that they've got on the T-Web. So many of you have already been discovering Masterwork weapons, adding them to your collection. Next week, we are adding Armour Masterworks to the mix. All legendary armor now has a chance to drop as a Masterwork. The same rules apply as with the weapons. You have a higher chance of getting Armour Masterwork from Trials of the Nine and raid activities, but you might get lucky with an engram from Lord Sharks or any other vendor who offers engrams. Please note, point to note, all raid Masterworks must be earned from raid drops and can't be obtained from engrams or vendors in the tower. Now, that being said, are we going to get those raid engrams? So it's not from raid engrams. So you get from
Pro
Lady
added,
or the fucking sweeper bot underneath.
Well, when we get to the bottom, they added every encounter you get a raid. You'll get a raid gear piece. So I imagine that vendors includes Benedict, and you can purchase armor from Benedict, but it probably won't be a Masterwork, is what I take away from that. Yeah. But because you'll get a guaranteed drop after every encounter in the Leviathan raid or Eater of Worlds, there will be a chance that drop will be a Masterworks. That's sort of what I take away from that sentence.
Oh, yeah, happy with that.
How fucking ridiculous! Let me be salty for 1 minute and then we'll move on. But how ridiculous is it that this is an update. We're back to where we were in D1. You'll get a drop from every boss.
It's an update in
the Isn't it funny that it's like, yeah, boy, you get a drop from every boss you know what? When you work your ass off and you get 6 people coordinated enough to get their shit together, and you finally organize a time, and people have had dinner and it's taken you half an hour to get everyone fucking in the raid, and you finally get there and you get through the first boss, you actually get something.
Shit.
Oh, see, wouldn't that be nice? I remember the first time I attempted the raid, and then the raid help there after the fact. And the fact that we didn't get any sort of drop for the longest fucking time,
it's so weird.
Anyway,
that's cool. I think you get the good thing is now you definitely get something, and the armor pieces that don't drop for you, you can purchase with tokens from Benedict, and there is something still to chase, something cool to drop, which will be a Masterwork raid piece, or there is an exotic ghost that's been added that looks pretty dope as well, which we'll get to a bit later on.
Yeah. It's definitely moving in the right direction.
The rest of the blurb is as stated. Each armor piece grants 3% damage resistance while using a super. Good. I'll take that. So if you've got 6 helmet, arms, chest, legs, 4 Masterwork armor pieces, you have 12% damage resistance while using super.
Read the next line, you muppet.
Oh, fuck.
This stacks to 15% damage reduction if you have a full set of Masterwork armor.
5 pieces.
Yeah.
Regardless, can be reworked for a different stat package, heavy, light, or restorative for 1 Masterwork core and 10 legendary shards.
We had a conversation before the podcast about this. Heavy, light, and restorative, right? So
does anyone know what the fuck that is? What is that, chat?
Now, for me, I read it as armor, speed, and restorative, right? Armor, mobility, restorative. Is that heavy, light, restorative? Is that the names of the actual perks that we're going to then be able to use to customize our armor? You know what I mean?
So if you want a big fat Titan that takes all of the fucking damage ever and just shakes it off and no, I'm pretty sure that's what heavy is. And if you want a bitch hunter that runs away from everything, or a bitch warlock that runs away from everything, you can go restorative or speed. So
the little graphic below shows them re-rolling mobility, resilience, and recovery. The stats. So I don't know if that's just the internal phrases for mobility, resilience, and recovery, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't
that's
know.
it, internal.
It's probably it might be that, or it might be something completely new. Who knows? It is going to be one of those things that we're just going to have to wait and see.
You can get different stats, is what we're saying. Masterworks, different stats, and they stack for up to 15% damage reduction. Cool.
And you can re-roll them to get what you want, which is fucking probably what everyone has been asking for since this whole fiasco started of the like fixed rolls, right? Especially on Armour. Like you want to look a particular way,
just like Destiny 1. Moving on, just like Destiny 1. You mean like
it was a good game, Slot. It was a good game.
It was a good game. Why did they change it? It was a good game.
It wasn't broken.
Don't fucking touch it. All right, go on. Next raid. We're on the raid now.
The raid renewal, raid reward renewal. So, as we touched on there before, raiding is one of Destiny 2's endgame. One of the ultimate endgame experiences, as they've written. I would actually put it as the endgame.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you can do PvP throughout. Because there's no level cap for the PvP. Like there's no like
Yeah,
if
I
you're
get what you're saying,
if you're
yeah.
if you're light 330. Yeah. So like if you're light 330 and someone else is light 335, there's no difference between the two. It's all skill. It is the ultimate endgame experience. Endgame. Words. So far, you've explored the mysteries of the Leviathan, dived even deeper into the first lair, the Eater of Worlds, received feedback that while the experiences were epic, that they were, the rewards could use some love. A lot of love. We invited the senior designer, Daniel Ochenparg, to tell you about what would change in the weeks, starting the raids and stuff. With the upcoming January patch, we're making other changes to the raid. No, I'm just cliff noting it as I can go along. Fucking hell, Jesus, he talks a lot. So, raid armor now with raid perks, more or less.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now
so the raid perks are general perks, so they're not going to be like the typical raid perks we've seen in previous raids, where the perks apply to raid mechanics. For example, Vault of Glass, Oracle Disruptor or whatever, right?
Yep.
They're not going to be like that. They've said they're going to make them feel better and more applicable to any scenario. So one example was recharge your grenade when you activate your super, and the other one was deal 20% extra damage after getting a melee kill. So raid items will have raid perks. We can see another one on there, which is...
That one looks cool. While on Leviathan,
but this one's specific,
your
though.
solar abilities deal 25% more damage. Holy shit. Get your hammers out, boys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wait. So does that mean there's a general raid perk and there's a raid specific perk? Because they just said, like, the goal for these perks is to elevate the power of the Guardians in the raid. We aim to build things that were useful in every encounter.
Yeah,
as a
every
result,
encounter in the raid.
Oh, okay. So I read that wrong the first time. So it is applicable to the raid, but not specific encounters like oracles. Yes. Okay.
It's like
that's
through the
cool.
course of the raid.
It's an overarching thing. It's not,
So they are specific to the raid. Well, that is dope. While in the Leviathan, your soul abilities deals 25% more damage.
Stack that.
Imagine
GG's at Callus, GG's at fucking, or GG's and Hammers at Callus and fucking Argos.
Imagine with Masterworks and having a 15% reduction in damage as well, whilst in super, and having hammers.
Dude,
that's
going
to be like
seriously. That's just the perk on the cloak.
Well,
what are the other perks? And can you have 5 of them?
What, you reckon?
Shit.
You can't. Surely you can't stack that.
It seems to be.
I doubt it. It'll be per armor piece roll.
But going off the picture, the infographic that they've got here on the TWAB, like you've got Emperor's Blaze and there is Void, Solar, and Arc underneath. So I'm guessing it's 25% of whatever.
Yeah, you'll be able to.
Now,
work
the one thing that you guys do need to realize is now the mods for the raid armor are reusable. So if you have excess Callus tokens, so if you've been running around doing the raid nonstop and you've got 500,000 fucking Callus tokens, you can actually re-roll it for the price of 1 Callus token mid-raid. That's what it reads to me right here. So if you are running...
So you can go mid raid, bang. I want void rather than solar.
I want to run an Orpheus rig or a Bubble Titan or something like that. I'm going to go void. And there's 25% extra damage for you for using a void subclass with the thing if you have excess Callous tokens. That's what I'm seeing here.
And it doesn't delete them; they just go back into your pool. So I mean, that's perfect. It just gives the player control of customizing their characters. It gives the player control of like, I want to spec my character for this.
Wait, you mean like in Destiny 1?
It was a good game.
It's a good game.
It's a very good game.
But yeah, so there's like that joke is probably not going to get old, but you know it is what it is. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So the one thing that did catch my eye in regards to this whole sort of thingo with the raid stuff is the exotic raid ghost Contenders shell.
Oh, dude.
Well, not quite at the grind level of the legendary Nano Phoenix. I never got it. I don't think I know anyone who actually had it. Regardless,
I know Sin had it. Right? Sin had it.
The Wrath of the Machine ship. Yeah, and Sin did what? Fucking 900 Wrath of the Machine. God damn. But yes, we needed to add a chase item to the raid pool to make coming back to have a potential reward each week. Enter the Contender's shell. This ghost can drop from the final encounter either Leviathan or Eater of Worlds. We've also included some bad luck protection to avoid the previously mentioned Nano Phoenix problem. So that dedicated raiders can rest assured they'll get their hands on it eventually, even if it takes several weeks. So, and
it's two really cool perks. One called Seeker of Brilliance enables a chance of encounters to drop bright engrams from their loot pools. Every time one doesn't drop, we increase the chance for the next. So it seems like a really cool thing to chase because you can get more bright engrams, and obviously that's been a real bugbear of players because of how long they take to get and how they're locked behind, a paywall. So
microtransactions. Holy fuck, Tower! When did you get in the cast? But the other one that I saw is minted.
No one is going to be using anything but this fucking ghost because of this perk. I'm calling it.
The other one is called the Seeker of Opulence. It means these exotics have a 50% chance to pull from a list of exotics you haven't collected yet instead of the standard list. So if you like Log and on Xbox you haven't got the Dune Marches and don't want to go to Xur to buy them, guess what? You have 50% of pick up on your Titan. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a really, really good sort of thing. It gives people things to grind for. Now, hopefully that percentage of that number of 50% is a true percentage and not like the fiasco of the level, the experience capping and all that sort of thing that they did with that fucking bollocks.
What do you reckon the chances are that it actually works?
I mean, slim to none, but it's a good idea. So let's just applaud it on its merits.
It's a great idea, but Bungie, as much as we do love you, you fucked up a lot recently. 5%.
5%. At least you gave a hard number. That's applaud that. Just quickly on the note of June marches, I woke up this morning to like 30 people messaging me to tweet me to tell me that June marches is finally in Xur's inventory. So I felt loved. Boy. It was so good. Like, what the fuck's happened overnight that everyone's tweeting me? And that was what it was. So if you were one of those people, thank you very much. I love you dearly. And I'm sorry I didn't write back because I'd just woken up.
So just a quick recap on the 1.1.2 update, January 30. The Prometheus Lens Flame Refraction perk now generates ammo instead of pulling reserves, and the increased base damage. No, put the laser cannon back down into laser tag. We don't want to fucking see it. Well, I don't want to see it.
That was a fun week, man. That was a fun week.
Cool week. It was a great week, and everyone was just like, "Oh, you can't run trials with the Prometheus Lens," and you just like, "Shut the fuck up! Have fun with it. Anyway, fix an issue where new characters created after the release of the Curse of Osiris were not receiving the Flashpoint milestone. Good. I didn't even know that was an issue. There you go. Players in social spaces, like the tower, receive a notification when they're lost and found at the postmaster is full. Good. That's
a no-brainer, really, isn't it? Yep, moving on.
Really? Honestly. Heroic Strike completions now have a greater chance of granting exotic rewards. Good. Mercury challenges are now available during adventures. Yep. Okay. Fix an issue where Curse of Osiris strikes were not properly granting clan engrams when featured as a nightfall activity. Yep. Fix an issue where challenges were not appearing within.
I don't know if we need to go for the patch notes.
Yeah, I think patch notes are to shit.
Well, I mean, you know what? Shut your mouth. Increase the dismantle timer for Masterwork cores. Good.
Let's finish it on the shader
stuff. This just baffles me.
Yeah, look, it baffles me too. This fucking comment. Like,
do you want me to just sum this up in two sentences? Yeah. Basically, they don't know how to fix shaders for multi-dismantling because they don't know how to make sure the rewards stack up.
Yeah.
So what the concern is that if you dismantle 30 fucking shaders, that you will not get the appropriate amount of bright dust or bullshit or whatever you get out of it. I don't fucking care. I dismantle that shit for nothing at this point.
Yeah. I do not want a reward for dismantling 130 fucking green or white shaders.
No, but don't you get bright dust from them?
No, only if you dismantle the ones that you picked up from fucking old matey potato. But they can't do that because that'll cut into their microtransactions, Matt. They can't do that.
Look,
if you get bright dust for
I've
the
never been outraged by it.
Fucking shaders. Well, listen, you know what? Comb your beard, sort yourself out.
Look, but here's a weird thing. Like, I appreciate them saying it, but as someone who doesn't make games and doesn't know how to code, I just feel like that's a normal challenge of any game. Like, I don't feel like there's anything extra challenging about what they're like saying here. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, that sounds challenging, but like, isn't that why you have fucking clever people making games? Like, you know, like,
remember, it was like the heavy ammo synth issue that they had in Destiny 1, and it was like, oh, we don't know how to fix this without breaking the fucking game. I'm like, isn't that your job? Like, well, break the game and then fix it again.
No, see, I think that's a bit. I think a bug's a bit different, but there's no like bug here. It's just like. It's just like we need a solution. We know what we need to do, but we just don't know what the solution is. But I don't know. I feel like that's more
all jokes and banter aside. Yes, I agree. It is vastly different from fixing a bug. You speak to anybody who works on that side of the game development. They will tell you that bug fixes. You can fix one thing and it might break 15 other things. So you need to be making sure that the thing is correct. So people who go out and say, fix the Prometheus lens. Well, hang on a second. Just fucking tone it down about 100 notches. That's a little bit more difficult. However, I would take nothing for the ability to delete a fucking stack of 100 shaders. I would take nothing. I would literally go left bumper, right bumper, X, fuck off.
Yep, done. I agree. But let's not labour on the point too much. Let's just because there's good news in the next thing. I mean, Turning the Page is the title of the next little stanza of the TWAB, and it is basically spruiking the release or the upcoming release of the next next segment of the webcomic. So I mean, I'm not sure everyone's seen it, but I'll describe in detail what's going on the cover of it. Osiris is standing in a cloud of farts at the bottom. The speaker is looking like Uncle Sam doing a point like we want you.
We want you, yeah.
Akora is above him and bigger, looking like she's just sat on a thumbtack of some description. And there is some kind of device floating around above the speaker's head, and I'm not really sure. It looks like a broken ghost. It might even be Sagira.
That's Sagira. Are you fucking high?
Come on, Jesus. Man. This is literally the first time I've looked at this.
All right, look,
like
I'll link you
Scroffer.
to my detailed analysis when it comes out. Right, look.
Good. Is that actually a cloud of farts?
Like, Matt's going to put out a YouTube video and just be like, "This is what happens," and lose another 100 subs. Sorry.
You know,
Low
look
blow.
at my fucking
Low blow.
soul's dying every fucking day.
That's all right. His soul's
Low
dying
blow.
100 subs at a time. It's cool.
I'm bleeding. I'm fucking bleeding.
Hemorrhaging. All right, well, that about wraps up the important shit in the 12. There's some upcoming server maintenance that I guess, I mean, if you're still playing Destiny that desperately that you're fucking going to be put out by a little bit of server maintenance, good luck to you. But, you know, that and like there was only one movie of the week. Was that a sign that no one's contributing? Maybe my time is nigh. I should really contribute.
Yeah, just in
admit.
time, man.
There's nothing else
Put in
going
an-
on.
Put in
I'll win
another
by
video.
default.
Default, the two sweetest words in the English language.
Right.
Sit, fuck you, Matt. I can't see log, but fuck you, Matt. All right. So speaking, speaking of other video games that we have been.
Sorry, did you want to say something in
quickly-
closing, Matt, on the Destiny side of the fence before we start talking about other silly things that we've been doing?
No, I was gonna start talking about other stuff.
Right.
Well, I mean,
you had that look
I
on your
think
face.
what I was actually, maybe I was going to say this as a segue into that, is just share my experience of what I'm seeing from the Destiny community on the YouTube side of things.
Yeah, go for it.
Because then that might lead nicely into why people are playing other games. So, you know, to share, like my channel I've never lost subs overall. I've lost subs, but like I've always been in the positive, essentially for 3 years. Over the last 2 weeks, pretty much in time, when Bungie release a TWAB or an update, I'll get like 50 people unsubscribing. And that, to me, is like big in the sense that there are people that don't really care to hear the answers anymore. And I think that's more probably the issue at the moment, is not whether Bungie can fix Destiny 2, because I think they can. I just think the question is the community, does the community care to accept it anymore?
Yeah.
And like, I can show you basically lost 50, and then faction rallies. I think I lost 70 people when faction rallies came out, like when that shit happened. And then I uploaded non-Destiny content, and then people unsubscribe. Then I upload Destiny again, and then people unsubscribe. So it's like the community is... we've been through a lot of shit in Destiny 1, but I've never seen the community so fractured the way it is. And it is in... I never made a Destiny's Dead video or Destiny's Dying video, because it was all bullshit, and there was a very strong community behind it. I think now is probably the first time that it's been... the community as a whole has been in a fucking real big rut, and I don't know if they can get out.
To add to that, like you said, the Bungie can fix the game. They can absolutely roll it all the way back to the way it was at the end of D1. They could absolutely do that, and people would be pleased with that. However, like you said, Matt, the damage is done.
Yeah.
And like we were saying post-stream, dudes who have backed out, it might have been at the start of stream, I can't remember. But like Holtzman, he's out of Destiny. Gathalion, Broman, they're out of Destiny. Teft, I know Teft still plays a lot of Destiny, but like, you know, like there's a lot of people who are just like, well, like the meme has gotten out of control. Destiny's dead. People still play this game. Well, no, not really. Not really.
Did you hear the story about Danos getting on a fucking train with a Destiny shirt on, and some random dude just goes, "Destiny's dead," and fucking walked off. And I said to him, "Did you tell him to go fuck himself or what?" He goes, "I was just so stunned. Like, I had nothing."
Destiny's dead.
I would have been fucking exactly the same.
So look, I think the main comment that I've seen, you know, when I've been streaming and even in my comments, is if they do not hit a home run on the next DLC, it could be I think it could be a final nail in the coffin. I think already seeing just people leaving with updates and that, and if whatever's remaining, if they don't really fucking hit a home run, campaign wise, story wise, raid lair wise, loot and gear wise, I think everything needs to be at its pinnacle for the next DLC. If that does not happen,
but you know what? On the other side of the coin, sorry for interrupting you. On the other side of the coin, you look at, so Log and I did, and then Log joined the party very soon thereafter. The Division. Now, I'm not comparing the two games. That's been done. I don't want to do that shit. But the Division, when that first came out, people got to endgame, were like, oh shit, this is a sort of a bit how's your father, and then it became a meta thing, and then people sort of jumped off it. I started up the Division for the first time since I stopped playing, like 3 months after release, 2 weeks ago. And it's a lot of fun. It's actually picking up a lot of positive press and a lot of positive community engagement because they have done the right thing. Ubisoft have done the right thing in that respect. They have gone and implemented a free DLC system. Okay? They have gone and implemented so many fixes, changes, and just new game types and all that sort of thing to the Division. And it's actually garnered a fair amount of positive feedback from A, the Twitch community, B, the YouTube community, and C, the general community across the two. So,
you want to know what the difference is? You want to know what the difference is between it and Destiny, though? Is that the Division was a new IP and it came out and it was a bit lackluster, right? So there was no real expectation, but everyone was like, it's going to kill Destiny and all of that sort of stuff. So it had hype around it, but when it didn't quite reach that level, everyone was like, okay, it wasn't quite there. With where Destiny is now, Destiny 2, it has engendered this kind of fucking, hate. There is a real serious fucking malignance around the way people view Destiny. And it could come back and be the best game. And unless they can seriously turn that perception around, whether they've got the best they could have Vault of Glass Mark II and it'd be the best raid ever. But if people aren't willing to give them the time to come back and check it out, it's not going to count for shit.
I think that's the big issue.
Yeah, the negative reaction that people have as soon as they hear Destiny is...
No, it's demoralizing.
Look at it this way. Like we speak, I'm speaking from a personal perspective. On my channel, I look at it and people are like, yeah, we talk about it from time to time, and then it moves into other things and other things. And it's a sort of a good point for talking about falls of, well, how do I put this? Falls of a much beloved game into disrepute, I guess you could say, from the actions of the developer and the publisher. Now,
but you know what I also think is a bit of something that could happen, like the Phoenix from the ashes, is like the way that the Division and even Rainbow Six came through. It's almost like they need the heat and the pressure to drop off and to become the underdog again. Because I feel like the creative process for making this and sort of having a vision on that kind of stuff, it's so hard when you've got everybody screaming at you. And it's almost like Destiny 2 just needs to completely fail, fuck it up, and then just have a period of hibernation where they can regather themselves and do what the Division and Rainbow Six is. And hopefully people are willing just to give it a shot, and then you get all the YouTubers and Twitch come back. Destiny 2 is good again. They fucking, made up for it. And, they need the heat to completely die off and just have some time to regather almost.
Or they need something to kick it in the pants.
Yeah.
Don't get us wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking for the three of us. We love the game.
Yeah, man, we're still here.
I wouldn't know this bullfed here or this bullfed here. Wait, this way? No, that way. I wouldn't know this bullfed here without Destiny. Log and I would not have TA without Destiny. Mylan would Well, he would probably have a YouTube channel because he's good like that. But he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
No, this right.
Legitimately, I'm going to blow smoke up your ass here for a second. Legitimately, you've got your silver play button because of Destiny, because of your ability to take what the creators of Destiny made and send it out to the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I think for that,
fuck the law. Before I got involved with you bearded fuck. So I wouldn't. I wouldn't be
Australian
too
endearments. You bearded fuck. There we go.
Look, and so consequently, everyone's taking a bit of a breather. So, what games have we been playing this week?
Absolutely, and I mean that's where we're at. Like, if you see us on and we're streaming, you're probably going to catch us doing things that we normally aren't doing, which is playing Destiny, right? So for Sloth and we jumped into the Sea of Thieves beta. Now, I'd played the alpha. Unfortunately, because it was under NDA, I couldn't stream it or anything like that. So I had a fucking blast, and I've been waiting for the beta to come around so I could get on and really just stream and have a laugh with it. And basically, it all come to fruition last night, and I blew the fuck out of myself with barrels of TNT in a pirate ship. So
Dude, I want to play.
Can confirm we fucking pulled a handbrakey with a fucking galley, and all of us grabbed a fucking TNT barrel, jumped off the side of this ship, went across the other one, placed it all down. I went straight across. I was going, oh, fire a cannon, no worries. Log places his down, pulls out a pistol, shoots, kills 3 of the fucking our crew, losing our shit.
I'm not a good pirate.
I hope Rare have a in unintentional poo joke. I hope they have a fucking incredible follow through with this game. It's beautiful. It's fun.
So can I ask for people that haven't seen it, and I've only seen bits and pieces, and it's mostly a pirate crew of 4 people dicking around with bad pirate accents and then shooting either themselves or cannonballs into other pirate ships whilst they get treasure. What is the appeal? Like, what's the long term? Like, is there an end game? Is there like missions?
At this point, like, that's the big question mark, right? Because this is a beta, and there's actually less content in the beta than there was in the alpha. There's less vendors, less quest vendors, there's less stuff like that. I won't get into that because I'm not sure whether I'm going to get Rare coming down on my head for talking too much about it. But that is the real concern for it, is that, there needs to be something to continually work towards. And the game itself is kind of... It's an incredibly casual game, and their philosophy around it is kind of leaning that way too, in that, like, there's no real, like, you don't get armor or gear or anything that has perks associated with it. It's all cosmetic. Yeah. You can buy different weapons, but they're kind of like, they'd be the first thing you'd buy, and after sinking a couple of hours into it, you'd have them. So I guess the real concern is the longevity of it and how much time you can really sink into it before it becomes one and the same. But I mean, the appeal of it is,
relies on a player base, right? It relies on like encounters with. It seems like the fun parts are seeing another ship and being like, yeah, boys, let's like go to battle.
Let's
and, like,
fucking go.
Like it seems like that's the real fun part.
It's a lot of fun, and I hope that they implement bigger ship sizes. We were actually talking about this last night. Like if they had like a 10-man or a 12-man man of war.
I think a 6,
or
even
if you
6.
had private matches, like private matches of just all-out sea warfare, like firing yourself out of a cannon into your mate on the other ship, slicing his fucking doodle off because that's what pirates do, and going from there. Like it has the ability to be an incredible game.
I mean,
really does.
I think the thing that we can say for it 100% is that the foundations for just incredibleness are there. Like, dude, it is frightening when you're out in this like ocean sailing along and there's waves and you're moving in the waves, and it's like we had a debate among the crew last night. I just call it the crew. What a, like just me and Tower and Toxic and Sloth. there's a storm coming and we're like, oh shit, do we go into the storm or do we try and avoid it? And of course we just went into the storm because we're idiots. And then we're like bailing water out of the fucking ship because it's pissing down rain and all that sort of stuff. And we're panicking, oh, we're going to fucking sink.
Crashing over the bow and shit. Fucking hell. It was good fun,
So,
man.
like, the emergent gameplay in that respect and the different things you'll find yourself doing other than just, you know, going and digging up chests, which after a while becomes a bit banal. I mean, I don't even think we did that last night. We kind of like, let's go on this quest. Oh, there's a ship over there. Let's go and kill him. Like, it was basically it. But yeah, I mean, if they can figure out a way to flesh it out and really get the value out of what's already an incredible sort of sandbox, an environment for it, I think it'll be a great game and it'll have a long life. But I mean, that remains to be seen as yet. But there we are.
Yeah, cool.
Right, Matty. Matty, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? I mean, I know what you've been doing, but
Danny. When I say we, Danny and I, we got into the Monster Hunter beta last weekend, and we played some again last night. And yeah, having a lot of fun with it. It's one of those games that I don't think looks very enticing. Like, I don't know if you just basically see, you know, dudes whacking monsters, you know, for 30 minutes straight, and eventually the monster falls over, like, yay. But there's actually a lot of complex systems behind it. Like, there's bounties for collecting stuff, for hunting smaller animals, daily bounties. There's other bounties that, you know, a limited time that come up. There's a very detailed crafting system. There's from armor to weapons to perks on your armor to different gear sets. There is a lot to learn, and you know, what weapons you want and how you customize your character and all that kind of stuff is really intriguing. And, you know, like I said to Danny, we need to find some time today. We need to get on. We need to do some exploration. We need to collect some bounties. We need to upgrade our armor before the next stream. We need to have a look how to do some more things, how to set traps, etc., etc. And then you know, you add to the fact that you can join other people and hunt monsters, and it's a pretty enjoyable experience. And there's just a shit ton to do by the looks of it, and not a loot box in sight.
You dudes can't see me. That isn't me having a rip. That's me clapping. So
I think it would, if you're a Destiny 1 fan, and for some time maybe we're a Destiny 2 fan, I think this would definitely be worth the value of the game. Firstly, there seems to be a lot of value in it, and you know, there's definitely a Monster Hunter community. There's people that you can join up with to hunt monsters together, and it doesn't necessarily hold your hand. Like, you'll hit a boss and you're like, I do not have the right gear to hunt this monster. I need to go do some bounties. I need to go carry some pigs. I need to go.
that was the highlight of me watching your stream last night, was you and Danny harassing the shit out of some pig. That was just pick up the pig, carry the pig.
You need to go and carry some pigs.
Yeah.
Sloth, there's this pig in like the social space, which Danny just made Danny's day, that it's a bit like an Easter egg. It does nothing. But if you pat it at the right time, you can name it. And you can dress it up. So Danny was just so excited, and you can carry it around like a baby. It's weird, man. It's a Japanese game, right?
What's the go with the cats? Why is your best friend a cat?
I have no idea why you have a cat fucking friend. I don't know.
You just answered the fucking question then, Matt. You have no idea. It's a Japanese game.
Yeah, exactly. It's very silly, but it's great, dude.
Oh, my Lord.
The
entire world is explode.
You can't get a dog.
No, they're only cats.
No, they're only cats.
Only cats. Anyway,
you can't get Titus or fucking... You can't get Titus in game. Sorry, Log.
There's a total grind to it to get better. So if you like that kind of thing, and you potentially have a team, like already people are like, from the Destiny community, like, if you want a Monster Hunter squad, let me know. People are already sort of teaming up, and that seems like a lot of fun.
Well, Matthew, you won't... words. It's fine.
Sloth's just...
Cool story, Sloth.
My brain literally stopped working there.
Too much late night piracy, dude.
Can we do some post editing and just put sloth.exe stopped working with a fucking shutdown symbol?
Fucking dare, power slave. I'll come to your house and smack you with a fucking seal.
Where are you going to get a seal from? What sort of seal?
I'll go to the Newcastle aquarium.
Hey. There's a Newcastle aquarium.
In other news, Paragon is closing the doors.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
So Epic Games, the guys that made Fortnite, their MOBA, their third-person MOBA, that was performing very well.
You really liked that, didn't you? You're into it.
Dude, I got into it, and the biggest update that they had destroyed the community. It completely fractured it all, and people hated the update. They hated the card system, and then it was a perfect storm when they released Fortnite Battle Royale, because Fortnite fucking wasn't doing very well. And then they did the Battle Royale, and that has been a massive success. So they pillaged some of the people from the Paragon team to work on Fortnite, and ever since then, like it's been dying, and it's definitely going to die. They're closing the doors on Paragon.
It is,
I think,
absolutely terminal, unfortunately, because the game itself was a lot of fun. The game itself was a lot of fun. That like Matt and I played it, and we were really into it. He was teaching me how to play it and all that sort of teaching me and how to play it and all that sort of thing. But like even checking out the tweet from Epic Games this morning, like I saw it and I saw there was a lot of people that are like, please don't go away. We're sorry. Please don't go away. Please. How many retweets will it take to, like, that stupid thing? Like, how many retweets will it take to make Borderlands 3? You know, like that sort of fucking stupidity. But
that only works with that dude from Stranger Things, by the way. It doesn't work with anyone else ever. You know, what's his name from Stranger Things? It's like being the wedding celebrant at someone's fucking wedding because he got enough retweets.
I don't know. Like, it's the same as that dude from Wendy's. But, you know, like, regardless of the fact, it is a very sad day. It's a sad day to see Epic Games close something that a lot of people enjoy to move forward with something. Like, I can only speak for myself here, but I don't enjoy Fortnite BR. I love the PvE. PvE is fucking minted as far as I'm concerned. But the PvP is... The BR just doesn't interest me.
I think we'll talk about this a little bit more, but I just want to get in there. If you're in the chat right now and there's something that you want to see us check out or something that you want us to talk about, like before we finish up the cast, please chuck it in, chuck your suggestions in the chat, and we'll get to it. But I mean, Sloth and I played, and Polar and Danos played Fortnite. When was that? Last Saturday.
Last Saturday, yeah.
So that was really my first experience of getting stuck into it. I played on PC. It was okay. I mean, it's not a very pretty game.
It grows in you, man. I actually really like. I one of the things that really put me off Fortnite was the it's not cel shading, but I like the cartoony sort of graphics, whatever.
Yeah.
And I like it. I really do enjoy Fortnite, and I think. You know, I did make a video on Battle Royale and what its sort of popularity, and PUBG and Fortnite featured heavily. And I honestly think that Fortnite will be around for a really long time and perform very well in the Battle Royale genre. And it is all to do with this unique mechanic of building and also that when you shoot a bullet, it goes where it should go and actually hits the target.
Well, hang on a second right there. Woo up, cowboy, because... if you're aiming at someone inside of your reticle in Fortnite, it's RNG of whether it's going to hit or not. You could have it absolutely dead on his head like you would do in CSGO or Rainbow Six Siege or whatever. But there's only like a 5% chance of it hitting, isn't it?
Yeah, there are things like that.
Yes.
But I still think the building mechanic is very unique and gives players a lot of choice with how to win games, and it is entertaining to watch from a Twitch point of view, and it's very satisfying to pull off if you get good at building on the fly and build towers and build advantages, and it adds a verticality that you will not see in a Battle Royale game unless they add building, and that's very unique to Fortnite.
Yeah, I think that definitely is its point of difference, right?
It's a massive point of difference.
It is this point of difference, and I'm only speaking from my own perspective, but I can't. I physically find it. I struggle to watch people stream Fortnite. I don't find it interesting at all. If the person itself is really focused on the game and not as focused on chat as, someone who does mainly focus on chat, I guess you could say, I get really bored and I usually just switch off.
Well, I mean that is one of the big differences between like PUBG and Fortnite. Fortnite, smaller map, you jump in. You usually always in some sort of firefight, whereas PUBG, larger map, and there's a lot more downtime where you can speak with chat, right? And there's a lot more, and then there'll be an intense firefight, and then there'll be a bit more downtime, and there'll be an intense firefight. Whereas Fortnite has it sort of a lot more constant action. So it depends on what you want to see from a streamer.
I don't want to see it, man. No, I'm just
I think it's
fan. But if you like it, more power to you.
Yeah.
It is absolutely personal preference. If you don't, if you like it, let us know. Let us know in the comments below on YouTube or on Twitter, guys. Let us know why you like Fortnite. But yes, so from the chat, Leyland Cole. So a couple of games, WW2. They added a mode called Prop Hunt, which is amazing to play. I'd love to see you all play that. Prop Hunt, as in from the old Gary's mod.
It's Gary's mod Prop Hunt.
Wow.
It's in COD now.
Really? Is it what, in COD?
Yeah.
Funny.
We should,
That
you know what, like,
funny.
I couldn't give a fuck less about COD, but that has piqued my interest.
No,
and I
actually
legitimately
sounds pretty
didn't
fun.
know that until right now. So thank you for sharing, Leland. That is fucking unreal. I may just check that out. A strategy game called Sins of the Solar Empire. It's a PC game, righto. I've got strategy up to my eyeballs at the moment with Total War, but I'll make a note. I'll make a note.
Total War, that is the thing. But, thusly, it is coming to the close of the cast, ladies and gentlemen. Matt, what is your plan for this week? Upcoming.
I think we're going to play Sea of Thieves tonight, and I don't think there's anything Sloth can do about it.
Fuck yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm going to stream something else then. Fuck yeah.
Do it.
I would like to.
Do it.
I would like to look. I would like to play Sea of Thieves with you guys at one point before the beta ends, or whenever that is. That's fine. Tomorrow, I think I'll have another Monster Hunter stream with Danny. I'll probably play a little bit of Monster Hunter this afternoon. And forgot to say, but I'm off to Japan from the 6th of February. So, boys will be away for 2 weeks. So unless you want me to Skype in from Japan,
Yep.
we might need to find.
You're not fucking escaping it. You're fucking taking a laptop with you, Skyping us from Japan.
Imagine how
You don't get away with this shit,
fucking data.
Matthew.
So I'm in the position at the moment where I'm like, do I just prepare a whole bunch of Destiny lore videos and just throw it into the YouTube fucking Royal Rumble pit at the moment and see what fucking gets chewed up and spat out? Which I probably will, just because I know I could make enough content for whilst I'm away, whereas making new videos are fucking hard. So I will probably be trying to make as many lore videos this week as I can for release when I'm away, I suspect, with the streams in there, Monster Hunter and some Sea of Thieves. That's it.
Right. Log, what are you up to this week outside of plebing it?
Just generally being a pleb. I'll probably play some more Sea of Thieves while the beta's live. I know you and I have been in talks about doing another Warhammer stream that we're probably going to do tonight, but maybe might not now because we play Sea of Thieves instead while it's up. But Tomb Kings, I'm excited about that because they all look like Iron Maiden Power Slave Eddie. So there's that.
Eddie.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I've for the most part, I'm going to try and be getting back into streaming a bit. I've had like a month off without streaming at all, and I kind of didn't feel like I'd missed it at all. And then last night when I got back into it a bit, I'm like, fuck, why do I not do this more often? I had such a good time with it. So I think, I'm just coming out of the back of being a bit burnt out with Destiny and all that sort of stuff. So I've got to find new things and do new things. So if you're listening to this and there's shit that you think we should check out, by all means, tweet us. Tweet us individually, tweet the cast, do whatever you need to do. But, I think we're all at a point where we're not going anywhere. We're still going to be doing this for Destiny, and we'll be branching into new things as we do. But, definitely reach out. And if you've got things you want to see us check out, we'll probably get to it. There's not that much going on. Slothy, yourself, man, what are your plans?
This week, I don't know. Probably going to do some more Division because the GE is still happening. The global event's still going to farm some more exotic and classified gear. Going to try and get to the Old Hunters DLC in Bloodborne. Try being the operative word because I am fucking atrocious at that game. But I do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. Probably a little bit more Tarkov, a little bit more Ark. Actually, no, we'll probably play a lot more Ark. Yes. Anyway, so I've really been getting into Ark with the community as a community night sort of thing, which is kind of cool. Try some DBD with a new killer as well, which should be good. A Saw-related killer. Amanda Young, if you've ever seen Saw. So it is good stuff. But yeah, that's my plan for the week, really. Usually just sort of playing it by ear and going from there. I don't really go in with a plan. I just sort of go, yeah, I'm playing this tonight. Fuck it, why not? So
it's probably the best way to be, man, because when you set your shit too far out, you kind of like talk yourself out.
I'm stressing out. I can't play this game tonight because of an update. But ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed the cast, please hit that follow button on YouTube. Come check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Destiny Down Under, no spaces in that, or the Destiny Down Under podcast on YouTube. So please like and subscribe for more content like this. Hey, I've always wanted to say that. But like and subscribe for more content like this on YouTube. Let us know what games that you would like to see, and let us know what are your thoughts on the moving forward of D2 in regards to the January 30 patch as well. Please hit us up on Twitter, twitter.com/DDU_podcast. You get to figure out all of the things, and basically Log will retweet anything that we're doing anyway. So, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it has been a fucking absolute gem of a time to come back to you, even though we missed last week. We do apologise profusely. Matthew, any final words that you would like to say?
The law will find you.
Oh, yes, it's back. You didn't want to do it the other week. You're all butthurt and sulky. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You're not my real dad.
Me. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a fucking absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for watching.
All right. Take care. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace. Peace.